Good afternoon. The Board of Adjustment is now in session. My name is Anthony Robinson, and I will be chairing today's meeting. Attending today's virtual meeting are board members Irene Saul, Mona Parsley, Mel DeSimone, and Joe Klitzink. Also in attendance for the city is Mary Hart Burton, Zoning Administrator for the city, Evan Winkler, Zoning Plan Reviewer for the city, who will represent the city in the cases we are hearing today, and Drea Gutierrez, Lead Zoning Specialist. Our attorney for the board is Archer Mellon. Our court reporter is Colin Wallace. Today we will be hearing 6 cases. First, we will hear from the city's representative who will explain why the permit could not be issued. Next, we will hear from the applicant and/or the representative of the project. Then we will hear from those in favor of the appeal, and then from those opposed. Please be concise, as testimony will be limited to 3 minutes per person. When you come online via video or telephone, please wait to be sworn in by the court reporter. Then please state your name and mailing address. To ensure proper records for our court reporter, we ask those online or on the telephone to please remain on mute. Following testimony on all of today's cases, the board will go into its deliberative portion of the hearing, at which time we will vote on all cases heard. The board will notify each applicant and/or their representative of its decision by mail in about 2 weeks. You're welcome to remain during our deliberations. However, we will not hear additional testimony at that time. You may call the lead zoning specialist, Drea, tomorrow at 314-622-3666 to learn the outcome of your appeal. Again, the number is 314-622-3666. Drea, will you please read appeal number 20571?
Carroll Street.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. So good afternoon, board members. My name's Catherine Neiman, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to operate a college for massage therapy and esthetician school at 1010 Carroll Street. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis of denial of Morgan Ford Massage Therapy concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue an occupancy permit authorizing the petitioner to operate a college at 1010 Carroll Street in city block number 392.05 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is D, multiple family dwelling district, and the intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to conserve the values of property throughout the city of St. Louis and protect the character and stability of residential businesses and industrial areas, and to regulate and restrict the location and use of buildings, structures, and land for trade, industry, residences, and other uses, and to regulate and restrict the intensity of such uses. Section 26.16.010 state no structure or land shall be used for a use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located, unless such use is permitted by other provisions of the zoning code. And then per section 26.32.020S, use regulations and conditional uses of the D multiple family dwelling district do not allow this appellant's proposal as stated above. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. So in summary, the petitioner is applying for an occupancy permit for a college of massage therapy and esthetician school in the D district. Massage therapy in the D district is not a permitted use, so a use variance from the Board of Adjustment will be required prior to approval. And then we have our letter from the Planning and Urban Design Agency. And I just want to note, the Planning Commission adopted a new strategic land use plan on February 12th, 2025. Any permit applications filed before February 12th will continue to be evaluated for consistency with the 2005 strategic land use plan and any relevant neighborhood plans. Permits filed on or after February 13th, 2025 will be evaluated for consistency against the newly adopted 2025 strategic land use plan and any relevant neighborhood plans. In the interim, staff will include information about both plans in these memos in order to provide as much information as possible to assist the Board of Adjustment in consideration of appeals. So that being said, planning staff has reviewed appeal number 20571 against the 2005 Strategic Land Use Plan, and the site is located within a neighborhood preservation area. The granting of a variance is in keeping with the neighborhood preservation's area intent to promote quality rehabilitation that is sensitive to the character of the existing residences. And then against the 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan, the site is located within a medium intensity neighborhood. The granting of the variance would be in keeping with the designation's intent of supporting a mix of uses, including some types of commercial activities and institutional uses. So therefore, planning staff finds the request of appeal number 20571 is in keeping to the city's comprehensive plan. Do any of the board members have any questions?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant, Ms. Koch.
Ma'am, will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do you?
All right, state your name and mailing address for the record.
My name is Jennifer Koch, Coke. My mailing address is 3187 Morgan Ford Road, St. Louis 63116.
All right, go ahead with your testimony.
I am the owner of Morgan Ford Massage and Spa. Our intent is to purchase this building for the purpose of operating a massage and aesthetic school, as was specified. We will have at maximum capacity, we're trying to have about 40 students there, 20 in the massage program, 20 in the aesthetics program. The building has been vacant for quite some time, so we believe that it would be a much better use for the neighborhood of what is currently just a vacant building sitting in that spot. There is an enclosed parking area there that has 12 dedicated parking spots. Most of the residential areas in that surrounding block have their own private garages, so we don't believe that parking is going to be an issue. And it's also catty corner from a public park with there's ample street parking there, so that should also not be a concern. We have letters of support that we've submitted from our current mayor, former alderperson Kara Spencer, as well as the Soulard Business Association, and then several letters from the LaSalle Park Neighborhood Association and various members from that group. And I think I was asked also to specify like operating hours. So typically we will be having classes Monday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then operating a student clinic on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, also from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Any questions?
Board members have any questions? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Koch. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal?
Myself, Crystal Derkach.
Okay, Ms. Derkach, let's get you sworn in.
Ma'am, will you raise your right? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, and then state your name and mailing address for the record.
My name is Crystal Derkach. I currently live at 3237 Minnesota Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63118.
Okay, go ahead with your testimony.
I am the realtor on this project, and kind of saying a little bit more about what Jen had to say. The building has sat vacant. It is a historic building. We intend to use it and improve the building itself, as well as give back to the surrounding community, not only in our plan of educating people who want to improve their lives, but also participating more in that part of the neighborhood and, helping the community grow, bringing in money and education and resources.
Okay. Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Derkach. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Mona, you're here to testify?
I am.
Okay.
Right hand. Here we go.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. My name is Mona Parsley, and my mailing address is 2408 McNair Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63104. And I am the other broker agent with regard to this appeal as a listing agent, and I attest as well that this building has been vacant well over a year, if not 2 years, prior to this use that I hope will be approved. It was a marketing firm for eons. And prior to that, way back when it was originally built, it was a Sunday school. So school was in its past. And having been involved with this building, I think it would be an asset for the community. And rather than sit vacant, as Crystal and Jen both attested to, this would bring new life into the building. When we sold it originally a couple of years ago, we thought it was going to be used as an art display place and storage for an entrepreneur that owned a bunch of art, and the building did not work for them when they got into it and started looking at the expense. When Jen approached us, we were ecstatic that she was going to use it for more of a community and have this building actually work for the community and bring life to the whole corner there. And we thought this was brilliant. And Jen has continued to build her business throughout the metropolitan city area and continues to do so. And I think this is going to be vibrant for everyone and bring additional business to the city as she continues to grow. She redid a building in the Soulard community. She built new construction in the Soulard community. She has continued to bring business to our city when others have chosen to leave. And I think it is a great opportunity for all of us here in the city of St. Louis.
Thank you, Mona.
Yeah.
Any board members have any questions? Okay. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? All right. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition of this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn Maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, letter of support from Sean Caruso, Executive Director of the Soulard Business Association, 9 letters of support submitted by the petitioner, and a letter of support from Alderwoman Kara Spencer. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, can you read appeal number 20572?
Appeal number 20572, 8833 North Broadway.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Good afternoon again, board members. My name's Catherine Neiman, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to operate a used car sales business, no repairs, at 8833 North Broadway. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis of denial of Quad Auto Plaza concerning the building commissioner's denial to issue an occupancy permit authorizing the petitioner to operate a automobile sales used no repair at 8833 North Broadway in city block number 6364 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is B, 2-family dwelling district, and F, neighborhood commercial district. And the intent of those zoning provisions are to conserve the values of property throughout the city of St. Louis and protect the character and stability of residential, businesses, and industrial areas, and to regulate and restrict the location of and use of buildings, structures, and land for trade, industry, residents, and other uses, and to regulate and restrict the intensity of such uses. The applicable zoning code provisions are as follows. Section 7, letter F, new or expanded vehicular related business operations proposed within the boundaries of the SUD are prohibited, illegal, non-conforming uses, and the city shall deny applications for such operations. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. So in summary, this parcel is dual zoned B, 2-family dwelling district, and F, neighborhood commercial district. When a parcel is dual zoned, the stricter zoning designation applies. So in this case, the B, 2-family dwelling district would apply, but that is the underlining zoning code. There is a overlay here, and that is the North Broadway Special Use District. So when we are reviewing the plans, we are looking at the North Broadway Special Use District first as the overlay. And the petitioner is applying for an occupancy permit to operate a used car sales business in the North Broadway Special Use District. New auto businesses are not allowed and they are prohibited in this North Broadway Special Use District. So a use variance would have to be granted by the Board of Adjustment prior to approval. The letter from the Planning and Urban Design Agency states that the site is located within a neighborhood preservation area and this is against the 2005 Strategic Land Use Plan. So the granting of the variance is not in conflict with the 2005 Strategic Land Use Plan, which supports existing and new corner commercial that serves the immediate neighborhood. Against the 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan, the site is located within a lower intensity corridor, so the granting of the variance would be in keeping with this designation's intent of supporting some auto-related uses that serve the immediate neighborhood, while acknowledging that the presence of the SUD that I previously talked about shows proof of a desire to limit those such uses. Thus, staff find the granting of this variance to be not in conflict with the 2005 Strategic Land Use Plan. And overall, planning staff finds the request of appeal number 20572 is not in conflict with the city's comprehensive plan. Do any of the board members have any questions for me?
Mr. Abdullah
I
here.
don't, I don't see him on the list, Anthony.
Catherine, have we tried to contact?
Sorry, one second. We have not tried to contact him today.
That's something we could do in the next minute or so.
We're gonna take other testimony, see if anybody here's in favor or opposed to it. Then we can always continue it in deliberations.
So we will in fact take testimony in favor if you could try and give him a call.
Yeah, we will work on calling him
Okay.
while you guys proceed.
Do we have the card back?
I'm sorry, what was that, Mo?
Do we have the card back where they received notice?
We don't.
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor of this appeal?
Could I ask a question? This is Alderwoman Boyd.
Go ahead, Alderman.
Catherine gave a lot of information and trying to wade through all the information. I'm just trying to get clarity on the bottom line of what zoning is saying in regards to this property. This business, I mean.
Well, so I think her testimony obviously is that given the special use district, it was denied, but with what the city would like, though the neighborhood would like to limit this type of business.
Okay.
Would that be correct, Catherine?
That would be yes.
Okay, because she gave a lot of information, and
Yes.
I was trying to wade through the information, and I agree with them, and that's why I was trying to figure out, like, okay, I didn't support it, but I was supporting the organization that didn't support it, but I was making sure that Catherine was saying that this is not okay, so I was just trying to get clarity. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition of this appeal? Hearing none.
Anthony?
Yes.
Miss Harris is trying to raise her hand. She's muted.
Oh, Okay, I'm sorry, Ms. Harris, you'll.
And I think that I am speaking for Alderwoman Boyd as well, who is not in agreement with it opening.
Okay, so we will first need to get you sworn in, Ms. Harris, and then you can.
Ma'am, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, now state your name and mailing address for the record, Ms. Harris.
Okay. My name is Rain Harris. Mailing address is 1520 Market, room 4000, 63103.
Okay, go ahead with your testimony.
I am here in regards to, I am the neighborhood improvement specialist for the Baden area. And we're as a group, I guess you could say, are opposing this to open.
Okay, reason for your opposition.
There is actually quite a few auto businesses on North Broadway already.
Okay. All right. Any board members have any questions?
I do. Has the owner of the business reached out to your organization?
To the city?
To whatever organization you represent?
Oh, I represent St. Louis City.
Mhm.
I'm in the neighborhood.
Has anyone reached out to you?
Person.
Do we?
Pam Boyd and the legislative assistant.
Has anyone reached out to the alderperson? Are you aware of?
Yes, she's on here now.
Okay. Well,
Oh, have they reached out to her? I don't know if they've reached out, if she's spoken with them.
Okay. All right. We'll let her testify. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
Okay. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition of this appeal? Alderwoman Boyd, let's get you sworn in.
Oh, ma'am, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. And then state your name and mailing address for the record.
Pamela Boyd, 1200 Market, room 230.
Thank you. Go ahead with your testimony.
And I agree, and I think I had stated earlier that I do know an organization, because the young lady said, has any organization. I do know Roba did send in a letter of opposition to this, and I supported their opposition letter because we have multiple auto shops over there on Broadway, used car lots and auto repair shops. And the long-term goal is to improve the strip of Broadway, improve that avenue in regards to the businesses and what the expectations are. And they do have a small business district, so they're very adamant in regards to building up that strip area.
Okay. Any board members have any questions for the Alderwoman? Ms. Parsley.
Ms. Boyd, it looks like from the pictures that we've been given that there's already an auto sell place there already. Are you familiar with that site?
I am, and so I just was elected into that area. I picked that area up in 21, and that area haven for derelict, negligent properties in regards to businesses. And so we can't get a hold to build it up when you have people that come in that does not keep the properties up. That property that's there now has not been kept up. And so when I did talk to the people that were trying to get it, I said, you have to build that property up. to, I even gave him recommendations of other used car properties in other parts of the city. I said, and this is the kind of upgrade we're looking for in our community. I said, but when you have overgrowth, high overgrowth, all kind of traffic, you have derelict cars on the property. I said, that's not appealing to our community, and that's not what we want. And so that's why I never heard from them after I told them what the expectations was. And then Rover wrote an elegant letter to say why they did not feel they would be a good fit for that community.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Catherine, were you able to get a hold of the owner?
Evan was able to get a hold of the owner, and the owner said that the applicant is not appealing
Okay.
anymore.
All right.
We're waiting for an email confirmation of that.
We could leave it open till the end of just a thought in case they do come back.
We'll do that. Okay. Drea, can you read appeal number 11917?
Appeal number 11917, 1128 Washington Avenue.
Oh, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Again, good afternoon, board members. My name's Catherine Neiman, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. Real quick, the internet connection's a little unstable in our room right now, so if I cut out, please let me know and we can let it buffer. That being said, I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to make interior and exterior alterations for mixed-use building per plans at 1128 Washington Avenue. I like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis of the denial of Oliver Properties construction, care of Craig Heller, concerning the building commissioner's denial in issuing a building permit authorizing the petitioner to make interior and exterior alterations for mixed-use building per plans at 1128 Washington Avenue in City Block number 836 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is Zone I, Central Business District, and the intent of that zoning code or that zoning provision is to fix reasonable standards to which buildings and structures shall conform. And the applicable zoning code provisions are per section 26.16.020R, no structure shall be erected, placed, enlarged, or structurally altered unless such action shall make the premise upon which it shall stand conform to the regulations for the district in which the premises are located, unless authorized by other provisions of the zoning code. And per section 26.52.050, there shall be a lot area of not less than 250 square feet for each dwelling unit, up to and including 8 stories or 100 feet in height. Thereafter, there shall be provided a lot area of not less than 100 square feet for each additional dwelling unit above 8 stories or 100 feet in height. No sleeping rooms without cooking facilities shall have a lot area of not less than 100 square feet each. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. So to sum all that up, the petitioner is applying for a building permit to make interior and exterior alterations to renovate a existing mixed-use building in the I Central Business District. The renovations will include updating the ground level for a white box tenant space, which will either become a restaurant or a bar for the future use. Second, it will consist of storage lockers for the tenants, 3 one-bedroom apartments, 1 two-bedroom apartments, on floors 3 through 8 will include 5 studio apartments and 3 one-bedroom apartments. So in total, there will be 52 dwelling units in the building. In the I district, mixed use, which is what this would be and would be defined as, is a use by right so long as all area requirements are met. And in this instance, the parcel is only 5,483 square feet, which, like I said earlier, the I district requires 250 square feet per dwelling unit. So that would be a total of 13,000 square feet needed for the amount of dwelling units that this project is proposing. And this parcel is only 5,483 square feet. So that's where they're short. Therefore, an area variance is needed for the density of population. And then our Planning and Urban Design Agency writes that against the 2005 Strategic Land Use Plan, the site is located within a specialty mixed-use area. The granting of the variance is in keeping with the specialty mixed-use area's intent to promote a unique mix of both residential and commercial uses. And then against the 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan, the site is located within the Central Area East. The granting of the variance would be in keeping with the designation's intent of supporting many types of commercial uses and housing, especially larger buildings with more units and a mix of uses. And then the granting of this variance would be in keeping with the goal of the Design Downtown STL plan, which explicitly supports a mix of uses and additional residential units along Washington Avenue. So therefore, planning staff finds the request of appeal number 11917 is in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Now, one last thing to note is the petitioner has requested a continuance of this appeal. An email was sent to Evan Winkler, a community development planner, and Dre, lead zoning specialist, on Wednesday, April 23rd, stating, Evan, thank you for your work in delaying the appeal meeting number 11917 to the Board of Adjustment for this project when we last coordinated this in February. I've been asked to contact the city regarding a further delay of 8 weeks, plus or minus, to a mid-July meeting date, if available. July 9th or 16th, for instance. Please let me know if I should contact others instead regarding this request, and or if a paper written request is needed, and I'll have a signed letter worked up, and of course with the updated date selected. Thank you. Therefore, zoning staff recommend that the board dismiss this appeal without prejudice. To continue the appeal without prejudice. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, so I'm trying to determine whether I should
Anthony,
yes, Mel.
I think since she's read that in, what we've done before is we've always taken testimony one way or another, and then you can ask for continuance. But since she started it from what we've done before, and since people are here, you could take it both ways, then we can continue it at the request. It's my opinion.
Yes, I'm trying to determine whether we should continue it, take testimony and continue it, or whether we should
They don't want to dismiss, they want it continued. They want it continued.
Gotcha.
So I'm saying
Yeah, and that was sort of my understanding, but I was trying to get clarification from Catherine, because yeah, if we dismiss it, then they would have to reapply and then pay again. So we don't really want to do that. Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Is there anyone here to testify in opposition of this appeal?
I'm sorry,
Deanna.
I'm maybe out of order. The only opportunity anybody would have to testify in favor or since it's being continued, or if it's being continued, is this the only opportunity anyone would have to apply to testify in favor or against?
No, because it's being continued. This would come before the board again, and there would be an opportunity at that time to testify.
Thank you. That's what I needed to know. I'm the neighborhood improvement specialist for the area, and I know that the Downtown Neighborhood Association has had some issues that they wanted clarified with this property. So,
Okay. So so Deanna, are you looking to testify today, or
no, I'm sorry. Like I said, I didn't know if I was out of order in asking this right now.
Sure.
I just wanted to clarify whether or not, if you choose to continue this, will someone from the Downtown Neighborhood Association be able to attend and testify at that time?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because I spoke to the secretary and he didn't know if he would be able to attend today. So thank you.
Got it. Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition of this appeal? All right. Can I get a motion from the board to continue?
I'll make a motion to continue.
I'll second it.
All right. Moved by Joe, seconded by Mel. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All of those opposed? All right. We will continue this appeal. Drea, can you read appeal number 11933?
Appeal number 11933, 101 through 125, Cass Avenue.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Again, good afternoon, board members. For the record, my name's Catherine Neiman, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to construct multiple family 50 units zoning only at 101 through 125 Cass Avenue. And I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the city of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis of denial of Justine Peterson Properties, LLC, care of Kate Trende, concerning the building commissioner's denial in issuing a building permit authorizing the petitioner to construct multiple family 50 units, zoning only, at 101 through 125 Cass Avenue in city block number 243 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is Zone K, unrestricted district. And the intent of that zoning is to fix reasonable standards to which buildings and structures shall conform. And the applicable zoning code provisions are, per section 26.16.010, no structure or land shall be used for a use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located, unless such use is permitted by other provisions of the zoning code. And per section 26.60.020, no structure shall be erected, placed, enlarged, or structurally altered unless such action shall make the premise upon which it shall stand conform to the regulations for the district in which the premises are located, unless authorized by other provisions of the zoning code. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. So, summarizing all of that, the petitioner is applying for a building permit for a phase 2 multiple family residential development in the K district. It involves repurposing an existing building and constructing a new structure at the rear at 101 through 125 Cass Avenue. Phase 1 at 217 through 219 is physically connected to the building at 101 through 125 Cass. However, there are no plans to connect the two spaces. In the building today, or in question, there will be a total of 50 dwelling units. And dwelling units are actually not a permitted use in the K district. So that's why a use variance will be required prior to zoning approval. And then the Planning and Urban Design Agency states that against the 2005 Strategic Land Use Plan, the site is located within a specialty mixed use area. The granting of the variance is in keeping with the specialty mixed use area's intent to promote a unique mix of both residential and commercial uses. And then the site is located within the central area east against the 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan. And the granting of the variance would be in keeping with this designation's intent of supporting many types of commercial uses and housing. Therefore, planning staff finds the request of appeal number 11933 is in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant. And who is our appellant? I'm showing a
My name is Thomas Mangonia.
Okay, Thomas. Let's get you sworn in.
Sir, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
I do.
For the record.
Thomas Mangonia, address 4158 Lindell Boulevard, 63108.
Okay, go ahead with your testimony.
Okay. As pointed out, this would be phase 2 of a project that is already constructed and operating a 56-unit efficiency property, which was constructed about 15 years ago. This is in an area of the city which has been long neglected, and I just referred to that's already in existence is the only construction that has occurred there in the last 15 years. Another series of construction to occur in that period of time, 50 units of efficiency apartments, low-income tax credit housing. And we do have letters of support from the neighborhood association, which I forwarded to the board secretary, as well as from the alderman of the 14th ward. If this project is approved, there is the potential. We have that whole property that goes from 200 Cass Avenue down to First Street. There is potential to add another 50 units on top of that. Right now, it's pretty desolate. The streets are in poor repair. Street lighting is in some cases non-existent. There would obviously have to be some improvements in those areas, but it would be recognized as that, which is why they support this project. And I'm open to any questions from members of the board.
I have a question. Sir, have you already spoken with the street department, and are you working with them about that nature?
I have not spoken yet to the city about making those improvements. I think we need also approval from the Missouri Housing Development Commission for the low-income tax credit. I think when we get toward that, we're also looking for support from the Community Development Agency for what they call soft money, and we have made an application for that. As the project moves forward, that decides that they're going to go ahead and give us some soft money, I think then we're prepared to talk to the city about potential improvements in the area that are needed.
What's the timeline on this, sir, for completion?
Well, the MHDC would not make a decision on this until November of this year. And once they do, obviously then we'd have to go into our activities. Construction, I'm sure, will not start till sometime in mid-2026 to be completed somewhere in 2027.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What do we have the budget on this?
The development budget is about 17 million, some odd 100,000. Sure.
Okay.
And I'd like to point out, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to point out Kurt Schulte, who is online, is our consultant on the project. If he has anything to add.
Okay. Any other board members have any questions? All right. Thank you, Mr. Mangoni. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this?
Yes, sir. This is Kurt Schulte. I do actually have the complete total development cost. If you'd like to hear that, it's 17.9 million.
Mr. Schulte, you need to be sworn in for that to go into the record.
Okay.
Sir, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right.
And
state your name and mailing address for the record.
Sure. Kurt Schulte, 315 Carlson Avenue, 63043.
Okay. Go ahead.
And the actually the total development cost is $17,618,100. And some members of the board actually may be familiar with this project because in 2010, before we had the market crash, the previous owner had submitted a similar plan and had received a favorable ruling from the board.
Okay. Any board members have any questions? All right. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition of this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, letter of support from Elkin Kistner, President, Rivermount Neighborhood Association, and a letter of support from Alderman Rasheen Aldridge. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, can you read appeal number 11926?
Appeal number 11926, 6303 Sherry Avenue.
I do solemnly swear the testimony about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Catherine Neiman, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to construct a car dealership per plans, zoning only at 6303 Sherry Avenue. And I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the city of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis of denial of Mr. Amati, care of GNZ Investments LLC, concerning the building commissioner's denial of a building permit authorizing the petitioner to construct a car dealership per plans at 6303 Sherry Avenue in city block number 5490 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is Zone A, Single Family Dwelling District. And the intent of that zoning provision is to conserve the values of property throughout the city of St. Louis and protect the character and stability of residential, business, and industrial areas. It's also to prohibit locations and uses of buildings or structures and uses of land that are incompatible with the type of development planned for a specified zoning district in the city. And then the applicable zoning code provisions are per section 26.166.010, no structure or land shall be used for a use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located, unless such use is permitted by other provisions of the zoning code. And per section 26.20.020 and or 26.20.025, use regulations and conditional uses of the A single-family dwelling district do not allow the petitioner's proposal as stated above. Evidence of law conformity has not been presented. So all of that, to sum it up, the petitioner is proposing to construct a car dealership in the A single-family dwelling district at 6303 Sherry Avenue. Car-related uses are not a permitted use in the A district. Therefore, a use variance would be required from the Board of Adjustment prior to approval. On April 9th, 2025, board member Desimone made a motion to continue this appeal to allow the zoning office to repost the appeal with the correct address and to allow the petitioner to submit updated site plans to the zoning office, which is what brings us here today. And then the letter from the Planning and Urban Design Agency states, against the 2005 Strategic Land Use Plan, the site's located within a neighborhood preservation area. The granting of the variance is not in keeping with the neighborhood preservations area intent to promote and the preservation and development of new infill. The granting of the variance is not in keeping with the neighborhood preservations area intent to promote the preservation and development of new infill, residential, and commercial development that is physically integrated with and primarily serving the immediate neighborhood. And then against the 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan, the site's located within a medium intensity neighborhood. The granting of the variance would not be in keeping with the designations, as it specifically discourages automobile-related commercial activities like gas stations and auto repair. So therefore, our planning staff finds that this request of appeal number 11926 is not in keeping to the city's comprehensive plan. Do any of the board members have any questions for me?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant. Mr. Amati.
Sir, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
I do.
All right, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Sure. First, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to present my proposal today. My name is Aziz Ahmadi. The address is 2721 Bluff Creek Court, St. Louis, Missouri, 63129. I am the managing partner for G&Z Investments LLP. I propose to develop. Recently, we have acquired this vacant lot through the sheriff land tax sale for an intention to develop this vacant parcel into a small scale used car dealership focusing on affordable, reliable, pre-owned vehicles. So this project will revitalize currently a vacant lot and provide employment opportunities and bring a needed service to local residents who rely on affordable vehicle options. Also, there would be very minimum impact. The lot is because the lot is appropriately sized for a small scale dealership, and we believe that there were already some type of parking lot or something that was used for this vacant lot. As we serve it, there are already a couple of parking lots existed over there on the semi-asphalt gravel ground, and I hired a couple of people to do some improvement work around that parking lot and also install some fences around there to secure it. Because the size of our dealership would be very small, because we are in a startup also, our intention is to sell cars mostly online, and there would be very few or minimal customer commute to the facility because of the nature of our business to sell online and conduct up to 95% of transactions digitally. Also having delivery services after we sold it online, we are going to deliver it to the customer's driveway with our service. So there would be very minimal commute to the area. Also, our dealership will be with the strict, compliance to the environmental, noise, and traffic ordinance. We are going to comply with all of those material. Plus, there's a precedent also already existed, and precedents, similar commercial uses exist within a few mile radius, suggesting compatibility with neighborhood characteristics. My proposal was also submitted as Catherine decided that with the site plan with the proposed layout. There's also letter of support from the neighborhood, the neighboring property owners and business holders. Some of them painted their signature on the on the letter that I have submitted to the Board of Adjustment. And also I have had, I conducted another few business talks with the businesses around there, other neighbors. They somehow verbally endorsed the establishment of such a dealership or business in the neighborhood because of the development and the economic benefits that it would bring to the community. So I respectfully request that the Board of Adjustment approve or grant a zoning variances as necessary to permit the use of the property 6303 Sherry Avenue for a used dealer, a used car dealership. Thank you so much.
Any board members? Yes, Mona.
My first question is to Catherine. Catherine, do we only have one letter is what I saw? Are there other letters of support somewhere else or just the one?
There's only one.
There's just one letter in
Okay,
the appeal file.
I was confused by the testimony. It sounded like that the appellant was saying that there was multiple letters, or was I just not understanding the testimony, sir? How many letters of support do you have?
Only one letter of support. I also
Do you have, is that letter like the adjacent property that's beside you or in front of you?
Yes, that's from in front of me. The adjacent property, Mr. Ray also verbally
Nothing in writing though.
Nothing in writing because
where does the AZ shoe people, where is their business at?
just in front of, across the street of the property, 63.
On Goodfellow?
On Goodfellow, yes.
Like directly across the street from you?
Exactly, directly in front of, across from the property, yes.
Have you spoken with the alderperson or the neighborhood association about putting this business here?
I really send an email to the alderperson.
Who is that?
Pam, I guess, yes.
Miss Boyd? Pamela Boyd?
I have the email. I have received that email from the neighborhood. The neighborhood really supported the project, and they have even provided me with the alderperson's contact, including a email address. I tried to schedule an appointment with her to see. Unfortunately, for weeks, I haven't heard from her until I sent the second email, because the telephone number is not responding at all. I tried several times, 4-5 times to reach to the elder person. Finally, an email was, I guess it was April 7 or 8, that Pam replied my email. She said that exactly, no, sir, I'm not available because there is a voting or election going on, something like that. That was the only email I have received. I reached to the Urban League. I'm sorry for the disturbance. My daughter is playing here. Listen. Sorry.
What, life is happening?
Sorry for the disturbance.
No worries.
I also reached to Urban League. I sent an email. Unfortunately, I have not received any reply. I also called, but I didn't get a response. So yeah, that was my effort in order to get the neighbors and the local community support, including the
Question. What did the neighborhood association say other than here is the alderwoman's contact information? Did they not support you either?
Would you please repeat it again? I couldn't
That
understand.
the neighborhood association gave you the contact information for the alderperson. But the neighborhood association, did they support your efforts? Or
Uh,
did they just tell you to contact the alderperson?
No, it wasn't the neighborhood association, because I'm unaware of the neighborhood association except the urban league. But the people who provided me the PAMs or other persons' contact information was the neighborhood. I mean the neighbors. Specifically the owner of the Easy Shoes, the people who are just across street.
Okay, so you didn't reach out to the neighborhood association at all, or try?
Except the urban league. I am unfamiliar with other neighborhood association.
So you reached out to the urban league.
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay.
And the other person that I couldn't get any, I mean, I couldn't secure an appointment to go and discuss the benefit of my proposal.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Anthony,
Go ahead.
this is a neighborhood, this is a residential neighborhood, and I looked at the pictures that you have there, and I went also looked on Google Earth, and I don't see any curb cut in which you'd be able to drive your cars to and on and off the lot. And are you going to pave the entire lot?
Good question, sir.
I know it is.
There is a street on the corner of Goodfellow. I have an alley. That alley, there is a gate. I have a gate over there for entrance that I can use for the lot. So that entrance is exactly as per the plan. If you see exactly, it enters into the parking lot, and the parking lot already has, is there. It has been existed over there. I believe that it was used.
I'm worried about this property. I'm not worried about any of it. How are you going to get there's no way to get the cars on and off this property. Because if you go into Goodfellow, there's no curb cut along Goodfellow.
There is, sir, to the left side.
That's going onto an alley, correct?
Yes, 100 times I have been over there, and there is a big gate, and I assume that it was used as the entrance in the past, because there's a gate. I have put I've locked it because there was a lock. I opened that lock and I put another lock.
Are you going to pave this lot? Or
it's already paved, sir.
I look at the pictures that they sent me from here. I see grass. I'm looking at the pictures that were supplied in my packet. I see a grass lot.
Grass is the around of the grass is around my parking lot. The parking lot that the plan that I have submitted, sir, is with a I gave you an exact measurement. Do you have the measurement that I want?
I've got you didn't locate anything on the measurements or the pictures that you gave us. It has 3 slots there, but it doesn't locate it to where this is. And according to what I'm looking at here on my packet, 6303 Sherry has a house and a grass area around it, but I don't see any paved lot. And that's from the pictures that were submitted and taken as of 4/22/25.
As I described, sir, there is already.
There's no pavement. I'm looking at the pictures that they gave me for 6303 Sherry, and it's a house and a fence around it, and it's all grassy area. So my question is, and I also saw the drawings that you gave us,
Mhm.
okay, which has those 3, but you didn't locate anything on those pictures. So I've got 3 lots, but I don't know how that's located. Where is that on the lot that you're giving us? I
Well,
don't know.
um,
And
it's
were these, so I'm trying to justify everything, but I can't justify what you're saying here because you're saying the lot's paved, but I don't see a paved lot according to the pictures that were submitted in our packet. And then I see your plans, but I don't see those those three located anywhere. I don't see anything else around it to say where they're at.
all right. So first of all, this is a lot 60 feet by 67. So 67 to the Goodfellow, toward Goodfellow and westward 60 feet. And the lot that I'm suggesting and that I'm also saying it's already existed over there is a 43 by 28 feet. And also there is a gate from the alley that has an entrance from the Goodfellow. And to the left side, there is a gate that you enter, and that is the specified parking lot that I'm talking about is with the measurement of 43 by 28 feet.
You're talking about the one on the other side of the alley.
Grasses and flowers and stuff like that. Yeah.
You're talking about the lot on the other side of the alley from this, right?
Other side of alley.
You got 6303, then there's an alley, and there's a lot behind that. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, the house that also I want to mention, the house that you are talking, that's a separate unit, sir. That's a separate one, which is somehow surprisingly, the address is Goodfellow for that one, but for my lot, it is not Goodfellow. It is used as Sherry. I went to the city hall about the legal description of this. I had a long discussion over there until they described it and gave me a copy that whatever it is located, even though on the Goodfellow, it is on 60. It is described as 6303 Sherry Avenue. It has an entrance from the Goodfellow, also from the alley that is adjacent. Adjacent to the parking lot. So there is enough space already. People are commuting. Some of the neighborhoods are commuting from that way. Commuting by vehicle, not walking.
But again, I'm looking at the pictures that they gave us. I do not see a paved lot.
Mel, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
So it looks like to be clear here, it looks like 6303 Sherry was once a full lot. It has since been subdivided so that the back half of the lot is now a separate entity from the front half of the lot. It still seems to have the 6303 Sherry address because it at one point in time was tied to the front part of that lot. It is now a separate lot. That lot has some paving on it, but is not fully paved. There is a combination of some sort of asphalt or concrete material, and as well as grass and shrubs and trees.
Absolutely.
That's not in the pictures that I have. That's what I'm saying is I don't see that. I don't see any asphalt on those pictures. So the point being, I ask you, is the lot going to be paved?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
As I explained at the very beginning, is semi-asphalt. Yes. I don't know how to describe it, but it's semi-asphalt.
So Mr. Amati, the lot is not fully paved as it stands. Will you be fully paving the lot?
Sure.
Thank you. Uh, any board members have any additional questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Amati. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay, is there anyone here to testify in opposition of this appeal? Alderwoman, let's get you sworn in again as soon as you unmute yourself.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Ma'am, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
I do.
Okay, and then state your name and mailing address again for the record.
Alderwoman Pamela Boyd. My address is 1200 Market Street, room 230.
All right, Alderwoman, go ahead.
And so thank you all very much for allowing me to speak. I'm in opposition of this. This young man, I did receive an email in regards to that and instructed him that he needed to contact me to set up an appointment. My secretary is the one that does it. We never heard from him. But I brought a red flag to us when we saw the address because that's a residential area. And so it's houses all up and down that street. And I just didn't think that it would be a good optic for this to have a used car lot over there. The people that referred him are running a business without a license. And so they don't even live there. That's not their property. They are staying with his mother. So they're not even homeowners. So the issue is in our community, people come in and want to change the dynamics and think that they know what's best for the people in our community, and they don't. And so we are in desperate need of housing in our community so we can get people back into our community. A car lot is not the answer, and it's zoned as residential. It's not even zoned for a car lot. So I agree. I'm in opposition of this.
Okay, any board members have any questions?
Oh, and I'm sorry, an urban league does not represent our community. And so we do have a business association over here in our community, and urban league is not a part of that.
All right. Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Alderwoman. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Okay, hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance.
Anthony, I think there was somebody that still wanted to testify.
Where?
Miss Harris had her hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Harris.
It's okay. I appreciate it. And thank you for noticing me. I was just going to agree. Oh, do I need to be?
You have to be sworn, yes.
Ma'am, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
Yes.
All right, and then I need you to state your name and mailing address again for the record.
Okay. So my name is Rain Harris, and mailing address is 1520 Market, room 4000, St. Louis, Missouri 63103.
Okay.
And I am opposing it because as a neighborhood improvement specialist, that is a residential area and it would probably cause us to have a lot of issues in that area.
Okay. Any board members have any questions? All right. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Mr. Amadi, you have given testimony. You would not be allowed to give additional testimony.
All right.
Anyone else here in opposition to this appeal? Okay, hearing none, I will now read into the record exhibits. Certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, a letter of support from Eric Miller and Carrie Shirley of Easy Shoes, a copy of proceedings from April 9th, 2025, a meeting notice letter from May 7th, 2025, City Journal public notices for May 7th, 2025, photographs for May 7th, 2025, Sanborn maps for May 7th, 2025, memo from Planning and Urban Design for May 7th, 2025, and a letter of support from Eric Miller and Carrie Shirley of Easy Shoes, resubmitted by petitioner. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, can you read appeal number 20559?
Appeal number 20559, 4160 Ashland Avenue, Unit 1.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Again, good afternoon, board members. My name is Catherine Neiman, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner, here to present evidence of an appeal to operate a grocery store with liquor and no cooking at 4160 Ashland Avenue, Unit 1. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the said property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis of denial of A&J's Market, LLC, concerning the building's commissioner denial of the occupancy permit authorizing the petitioner to operate the grocery store at 4160 Ashland Avenue in city block number 3623 is as follows. And the present zoning for this address is B, two-family dwelling district, and those zoning provisions are to conserve the values of property throughout the city of St. Louis and protect the character and stability of residential, business, and industrial areas, and to regulate and restrict the location and use of buildings, structures, and land for trade, industry, residence, and other uses, and to regulate and restrict the intensity of those uses. The code sections are as follows. Section 26.16.010. No structure or land shall be used for a use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located, unless the such structure is permitted by other provisions of the zoning code. And section 26.24.020, letter S. Section 26.24.020 and or 26.24.025. Use regulations and conditional uses of the B2 family dwelling district do not allow this appellant's proposal as stated above. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. So what that means is the petitioner has applied for an occupancy permit for a grocery store with full liquor in the B district. Stores under 3,500 square feet are considered as a convenience store, and zoning reviews them as such. Convenience stores in the B district are not in an allowed use, so a use variance from the Board of Adjustment will be required. Additionally, on December 11th, 2024, Board Member DeSimone made a motion to table Appeal number 20559 for up to 90 days to allow the petitioner to speak to the Alderwoman and Neighborhood Association, which is what brings us back here today. And then the letter from the Planning and Urban Design Agency states that the site against the 2005 Strategic Land Use Plan is within the neighborhood preservation area. The granting of the variance is in keeping with the neighborhood preservation's area intent to promote quality rehabilitation that is sensitive to the character of the existing residences. And then against the 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan, the site is located within a medium intensity neighborhood. The granting of the variance would be in keeping with this designation's intent of supporting a mix of uses including limited types of commercial activities and uses on the corners of blocks. Therefore, planning staff finds the request of appeal number 20559 is in keeping to the city's comprehensive plan. Do any board members have any questions for me?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant.
I'm present.
Mr. Bolden, let's get you sworn in.
Sir, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, it is.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record, sir?
Aaron Bolden. My mailing address is 4542 Adelaide Avenue, St. Louis City, 63115.
Okay, go ahead with your testimony.
As I stated in my December testimony, my name is Aaron Bolden. I am the owner of A&J's Market, which is at 4160 Ashland Avenue. I just like to bring to the attention that this particular storefront has always been a storefront since I was a child growing up in the 60s. I plan to offer, once this approval is done, I plan to offer things such as people can come in and buy other than the beer or alcohol, that they would be able to get a mop, a broom, they would be able to get detergent, they would be able to get a comb, hair grease, milk, a gas can, campers. So it's something other than what was previously described by other liquor store owners. Apparently, when I reached out to both the Alderwoman Sharon Tyus and the state representative Kimberly Collins, who is with the president of the neighborhood association, both are in agreement and supporting me in the opening of the store. Alderwoman Tyus is in no agreement with the opening of a liquor store. She cites because of the moratorium that's in the area. I asked, well, when would this moratorium end? Well, she basically told me that even if it ended tomorrow, she would make a motion to extend it. So with that in mind, what I'm hoping is that once this store is open, whether or not it's approved for just the market or whether or not it's approved for beer and alcohol, that at some point the other side of the building that I can open up a deli and restaurant, probably something that's more in line with what Alderwoman Tyus is looking for. What I'm hoping that the board would be able to do is at least grant me permission to open up the store if it doesn't have the power to step in and go against the moratorium. I do have that letter of support from Alderwoman Tyus in opening up the market. I'm not sure if when I reached out again to the Neighborhood Association President, Kimberly Collins, she was in a session yesterday, if she had an opportunity to submit a letter as such. And I think that's pretty much covered everything other than the letters that I've sent in and my support letters as well.
Okay, Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Bolden. Is there anyone here to?
I'm sorry, I do have a quick question. Do
Yes.
you have hours of operation?
My hours of operation suggested were from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.
7 days a week, sir?
That is correct, 7 days a week.
Thank you. And I
Are
do
you-
believe that we
Ms.
have some,
Bolden. Oops. Go ahead, Melissa. Sorry.
I think we have some typical types of conditions that we use if we were to approve this. Catherine, do you have those for convenience stores?
I do. Let me pull them up.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. And would you like me to read them?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the standard conditions that could be placed on convenience stores. Number one is hours of operation shall be limited to the testimony that you give. So in this case, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week. Number two, the petitioner shall provide a commercial dumpster and establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups and maintain the entire premise in a clean and orderly appearance. Number three, there shall be no selling of liquor, alcohol, or non-intoxicating beer on the premise at any given time. Number four, there shall be no cooking on the interior or exterior of the premise. Number five, there shall be no sale of items that can be used or intended for use as drug paraphernalia, as defined in Ordinance 68404 or its successor ordinances, included but not limited to food scales, glass tubes, disposable lighters with pop-off tops, steel scrubbing pads and screens, rolling papers, epinephrine or pseudoephedrine, diet supplements, sleep aids, bath salts, or other substitutes for illegal drugs. In addition, there shall be no sale of cigars or cigarillos, commonly used or adapted for use involving a controlled substance, examples of which include, but are not limited to, the following: Phillies, Dutch Masters, White Owl, Swisher Sweets, Splitterillos, Backwoods, Optimo, Garcia y Vega, and Gang. Number six, there shall be no loitering, for which the petitioner must post a no loitering sign. Number seven, there shall be no vending, ATM machines, or payphones on the exterior of the premise. Number eight, the petitioner must apply for and receive a permit from the City of St. Louis Building Division before posting any signage. Number nine, there shall be no temporary signage on the premise or posted to the exterior or interior windows or doors of the establishment at any given time. Number 10, the petitioner shall provide a refuse container on the exterior of the premise for use by the customers, and then if another container is needed due to the level of business, it should also be provided. Number 11, all windows and doors must have no boards, mesh, grates, materials, or coverings of any kind. Windows and doors may have proper blinds or curtains on the inside of the windows. 12, over-the-counter medications shall be sold in original packaging only and in accordance with all applicable laws. There shall be no sale of over-the-counter liquid medications in individual doses or servings. Number 13, there shall be no cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing those windows and doors. And lastly, number 14, the premise shall not be issued a public nuisance notice according to Ordinance 68535 or its successor ordinances.
Mr. Bowden, do you have issues with any of those items that she just read to you?
No, I do not.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Mr. Bolden, are you living in an apartment above this space?
The apartment has recently been approved for me to occupy, and I will be residing at that residence.
Okay, thank you.
Any other board members have any questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Bolden. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? All right, hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits. Certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, a letter of opposition from Alderwoman Sharon Tyus, copy of the proceedings from December 11th, 2024, meeting notice letter for May 7th, 2025, City Journal public notices for May 7th, 2025, photos for May 7th, 2025, Sanborn maps for May 7th, 2025, memo from Planning and Urban Design for May 7th, 2025, 4 pages of signatures of petition in support submitted by petitioner, a copy of letter to Alderwoman Tyus submitted by petitioner, letter of support from Rhonda A. Johnson, aging in your place, letter of recommendation from Brandon M. L. Stanberry Sr., Regional Vice President, Prime America Financial Services, letter to the Board of Adjustment from Aaron Bolden, owner, copy of email sent to the Neighborhood Association requesting support submitted by petitioner, and email with letter of support from Alderwoman Tyus. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. And that concludes our testimonial portion of a hearing.
Chairman Robinson,
Yes.
appeal number 20572. I think we have to go back to that one.
Yes, sorry about that. Did we hear from the?
We did. So Evan was able to get something in writing from them over email. And since that was not included in board members' packets, I believe I have to read that into the record for an exhibit.
Go ahead.
So, Evan reached out over email Wednesday, May 7th, around 2:02, saying, "Good afternoon. Can you please respond to this email regarding 8833 North Broadway Street, application AOP 11811-24? As the owner of the parcel, does this applicant wish to abandon their appeal and withdraw their occupancy permit application?" I'm just going to read it into the record. He responded back, "Good afternoon. This is Cyber emailing you about 8833 North Broadway. The tenant will attend for today's meeting at the City Hall. Thanks. We believe that was a miscommunication." Evan replied back saying, "You wrote will attend. Do you mean he will not attend? He is not proceeding with this application?" Question. Cyber responded saying, "Sorry, he will not attend for the hearing today." And we said, "Thanks for letting us know." So that is him letting us know in writing that they're not attending today's hearing.
But they didn't ask for a continuance.
They did not. Not in this email, no.
Okay. Going back then, I will now read into the record exhibits for appeal number 20572, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, and a memo from Planning and Urban Design. with that, I will consider this appeal now having been heard. And with that, we conclude our testimonial portion of the hearing. Thank you, Colin, for your service.
Okay, I'm gonna log off. You guys have a good one.
Board members, do we need a 5-minute recess or shall we continue?
Continue as far as I can see.
Okay. Let's
We gotta get Joe in.
deliberate. Appeal number 20. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Joe, there he is. Okay.
I'm here, Bill.
Okay. Mona's got
Appeal number 20571, 1010 Carroll Street.
I just want to make an
Mona,
announcement to recuse myself from this one.
Thank you, Mona. Board
I
member.
think it's,
I don't
think
have
it's
a problem
great
with
use
it.
of the building.
Yeah.
And as long as they do it right and remodel it right, which is a historic building, so I make a motion to approve.
And I'll second it.
Okay. Moved by Joe, seconded by Mel. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All of those opposed?
Board Chairman, do we want to put any conditions on there or no?
The hours or something like that.
Did we get the hours of
Yeah, it was
operation?
Monday. Basically, it's
Yeah,
Monday, 7 days a week, 9 to 6.
Okay.
Because they said Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday they're gonna do like clinical stuff,
Yeah.
but still the same hours. So basically, it's Monday. It's 7 days, 9 to 6, 7 days a week.
Okay.
Do you want to, there's a
sure.
commercial dumpster condition as well, if you want to put that on there.
Of course.
So, Joe, are you agreeing to the first condition, the hours of
Yes.
operation, and then
Yes.
the commercial dumpster?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's will not be a nuisance. It's usually a one we always put on there.
Yes.
Okay. And then Mel, are you okay with?
Yes. Second. Yes.
All right. Moved by Joe, seconded by Mel. Again, all of those in favor?
Aye.
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 All of those opposed? Motion carries.
There might be a detriment as a condition.
Okay. Appeal number 20572, 8833 North Broadway.
So, do you want to dismiss this without prejudice? Is that the way to go, Archer?
Yes, that would be what you would want to do.
Okay, I'll make a motion to dismiss without prejudice.
I'll second.
All right, moved by Mel, seconded by Joe. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All of those opposed? Motion carries.
I'll make a motion on the next one.
So the next one is.
Did we skip the
appeal
Broadway?
Yeah, we've already made a motion on Broadway. Next.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was running behind.
Yeah, appeal number 11933, 101 through 125 Cass Avenue. Joe, you were making a motion on that?
You may have got the number wrong. I have to refresh my memory on which one that is.
Efficiency apartments.
That's
the
efficiency
That's the
apartment.
52 units.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's one I wanted to make a motion on. I make a motion to continue.
To continue?
No, that's Joe. They want to continue the one on Washington. The one.
No, we've already made a motion and
Right.
and have moved to continue on the one on Washington.
So now we're at 101 to 125 Cass.
I work between my computer and my telephone. That's my problem. What's the number of the one?
11933.
Oh, okay. And that's they're in for zoning only, correct?
Who's a gentleman that's working with MHDC and CDA and has the first phase, the second phase?
Right. I'm familiar with the first phase. I didn't do it, but I'm familiar with it. Been there before. I'd make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Joe, seconded by Mona. All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 All of those opposed? Motion carries. Findings?
It won't be a detriment at this point. It's only zoning.
Okay. Appeal number
Car
one.
dealership.
I'm sorry. What
Car
was that?
dealership.
Yes. Appeal number 11926. 63 Sherry.
You got a problem with this?
I think we should stand with the alderwoman on this one.
I just don't think it's going to fit. I mean, you got traffic on Goodfellow. They've already restricted it to one lane. This isn't a big lot. It's not a commercial neighborhood. It's not a commercial area. It's residential. I mean, if you go down a little bit further to Lillian, then you got stuff like the gas station. And we've had that one lot we had down there that we had all the problems with and stuff. But you look on Google Earth and you look on the pictures they gave us, this is a residential lot. This is residential.
This is not highest and best use.
So I would have to I will make a motion to uphold the building commissioner's
Second.
finding.
All right. Motion made by Mel, seconded by Mona. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All of those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, and then finally, appeal number 20559, 4160 Ashland.
So I'm good with making a motion on this, but it would be without the sale of alcohol of any type, because that's what our alderwoman is good with. And then all of our normal conditions for a convenience store. How does everybody feel about this before I make a motion?
I think that's good, Mona, and I think in the standard conditions there was no sale of alcohol in those standard conditions as well.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
Yeah.
I was listening, but I thought it was there, but I don't know. Okay, so I will. Anybody else chiming in?
I have one question for Archer. If we do this and no alcohol, somewhere down the road, political or society changes, will he be able to come back to the Board of Adjustment and appeal again and get?
Correct. He can always request that. And I just wanted to clarify, the liquor license moratorium is for the excise board. So obviously you all are not bound by that, but you can consider it. But yes, he can also come back and change conditions or apply to change conditions at any time.
So do we even have to say anything about liquor since it's the liquor board's going to be the moratorium, not us?
No, I think we should specify in our conditions.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah, because otherwise he could potentially get it and then he doesn't have to come back before the board.
Okay. I'm going to make a motion to approve with all of our convenience store conditions, and I'm just making sure that no alcohol is on that. hours of operation being 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week. And that's my motion. Unless somebody has something they want to add.
I'm gonna second it simply because he lives there. And I expect the guy that's living there above his business is going to watch it. So I second the motion.
Okay, motion made by Mona, seconded by Joe. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All of those opposed? Motion carries. Fine,
Won't be
Mona.
a detriment as conditioned.
Okay.
Okay.
Irene,
Ready for the
meeting
minutes?
minutes?
I move to accept the minutes of April 30, 2025.
Second.
All right, moved by Irene, seconded by Joe. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All of those opposed? Meeting minutes accepted.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Hold on just a second, Joe. Do we have any new business? Catherine?
No, not for me.
I think we,
Can't hear you.
Anthony, I think we need to modify your introduction because Mary wasn't here. She's on vacation.
Oh, that's right. Forget she did mention that last week.
Not a big deal. Not a big deal. I just wanted to pass that along.
Thanks, I
Give you
appreciate
more
that, Joe.
time. That's what he's doing.
Although I think I mentioned that she should have taken her phone or laptop with her so she could.
Fat chance, big
You
boy.
did
That
it.
ain't gonna happen.
Any new business, Catherine?
Can you guys hear me?
No. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but
I will reiterate.
Don't-
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
moved by Joe, seconded by Mel. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a great week, everybody.
Do we have a meeting next week, Catherine?
Yeah, we
Okay.
continue. They said from now on every Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get to keep eating. Okay, guys, see y'all.
See you guys.
All right, take
Have a good
care.
week.